Hi everybody, and thank you for joining me on this lower body stretching routine. All you're gonna need is a chair for this stretching routine. We'll start with our hamstring. You're gonna put your foot up on the chair, slight squat in your standing leg, and you can also bend forward slightly. Once you get to a spot that feels like a good stretch, you're gonna press your heel into that chair as hard as you can for about 5 seconds. And release, and sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. You can also do this stretch if it's a little too much balance work for you. You can turn the chair, have one hand on that chair. Same thing, just squat down, bend forward a little bit, find where a good stretch is for you. Press into that chair and relax. You can do this a couple times if that hamstring is really tight. If it is your first time doing PNF stretching, I would recommend just doing one round of the press and release, and you can slowly build up your body to adding more rounds in. And then we are gonna go into our figure 4 stretch. So you're gonna sit about halfway onto the chair. One foot comes up, crossing over that knee. Slight bend forward, pressing down with your hand on your knee that is bent. And you're gonna push that knee back into your hands for about 5 seconds and release to sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. The stretch is really good for your piriformis, your glutes, low back. Your piriformis can really irritate if you ever have kind of like a pulling or a slight pain down through that glute and down your leg. This can be your piriformis being overly tight and really irritating that sciatic nerve. So this just helps to relieve that piriformis and hopefully relieve some of that sciatic pain if you are experiencing that. We're just going to go through that other side now. And then just give those calves a little bend and stretch by flexing and pointing your feet. We're gonna come up to standing and work on our calves. So you're gonna place your foot onto the back of the chair, leaning forward, hands on the top to help stabilize the chair and also to pull you in a little bit closer. The more you move your knee towards the chair, the deeper stretch you're going to get on that calf. For the PNF portion of this, you're going to push those toes into the chair at about 80% strength for 5 seconds, and then relax and go into a deeper stretch. And we're gonna hit the other calf here. One side might be a little bit tighter than the other. If that is the case, you can always do another round of that PNF on the other side as well. All right, and now we are gonna get that top of the foot. So we're just gonna place our foot onto the chair so that it's about to where our ankle is on that edge. You can reach back if you're able to go into a deeper stretch here if that's comfortable for you. Otherwise, you can turn your chair sideways to add a little bit more balance. And then we're gonna push our toes into the chair like we are trying to flex our foot. And then relax. You can sink into a bit of a squat. Lean a little bit farther back to get a deeper stretch in that front of the foot and in your shin. And then switch over to that other side. Love you like my family, we can't fold. Love it when you smile, so them dimples. Love it when you be my little nympho. Bust it down, ayy. I know what's on your mind. We do this all the time. We fight and then we're fine. You know I'm yours, you're mine. Oh mine, I'm yours, you're mine. Oh mine. Alright, come up to standing. You can give those legs a little shake out if you like. We're gonna go into our thigh stretch. So you're gonna put your leg, you can either go, depending on what kind of chair you have, you want to have room to bring that leg pretty far back, because we are going to come down almost into a push-up position. You can go into more of a lunge depending on how tight that thigh muscle is, or you can come all the way down into more of a push-up position, and then we're going to kick our leg straight into that chair. Again, about 80% strength here, and relax after about 5 seconds and sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. Careful when you are getting back up here, especially if you are all the way down to the floor. You don't want to hurt your knee. You always want to make sure with these to have a very stable and safe movement here. Always have this beside a wall or with another chair beside you to help you up and down. This side, kicking into that chair for about 5 seconds before releasing and letting yourself sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. And the last stretch we're going to do is going to be our inner thigh and groin stretch. So you're going to come half kneeling on the chair, and your other knee is going to come kneeling on the floor. If that is too much of a stretch for you, that is okay. You can always either bring your leg farther out on that chair to lessen that stretch, or you can stay in more of a half squat position, so that way you are not going into that deep of a stretch. And then you're going to press that leg into the chair for about 5 seconds. For this one, I would not recommend doing 80% strength. I would recommend doing more like 50% strength. These are very small muscles, and you don't want to overwork and overstrain them. This is also not a stretch I would recommend if you are pregnant, because we don't want to be over stretching and over activating those groin muscles during pregnancy. I'm just switching over to that other side now. Pressing into that chair. Like I said, 50% strength here for about 5 seconds. And you can always repeat these, stay in these stretches a little bit longer, whatever feels best for your body. Just make sure you do hydrate really well after these.
When you smile, shut them dimples.